festival of lights and everyone's so happy and everything's so colorful. So you would have thought that for this, me and my roommate would be well prepared. And since we spent all our time buying new clothes and buying lights, we kind of forgot to stock our fridge. But we have to eat something. So today I'm gonna try to put an Indian spin on our favorite food, macaroni. And for dessert, well, I don't really have anything Indian, so ice cream sandwiches it is. Macaroni, olive oil, chopped onions, chopped garlic, turmeric powder, chopped tomatoes, diced green bell pepper. So today I'm going to show you how to make some macaroni, but I'm putting my little twist on this and making it a little bit Indian. So the first thing I have done is on a low heat, I've put a pan with some olive oil and the oil is heating up. And here I have some onions, I have some garlic, and I have some ginger. So I have my 3 ingredients, and now I'm gonna add to this pan of oil a little bit of onions. You gotta be careful, it's burn you. So I'm gonna add pretty much this whole bowl. And then I'm gonna take a spoon and just mix it around a little. We're going to be cooking the onions for about 3 to 4 minutes, but while the onions are cooking, I'm going to add the rest of my ingredients in here, my garlic and ginger. And mix it around in the pan. And you'll know it's done when it comes to a nice golden brown color. So if you know that your pan looks like mine, then you know you've done it right. Everything is turned a nice golden brown color. So my next step is I'm going to take a spoon, I'm going to add my turmeric powder into this mixture, put all of it in, and then I'm going to take my chili powder as well and add all of that in so it's nice and spicy and Indian. And then I'm going to take about half of the tomatoes and a little bit more. Mix it around. So you want to make sure that you mix it all nicely so that the turmeric and the chili powder get mixed into this vegetable mixture here. So my tomatoes look cooked, so I'm just going to turn off the stove here and I'm going to season this mixture with a little bit of salt. So here's my salt. I'm just going to add some salt on this and mix it all together again. So I'm going to take my mixture and come over here and put it into this serving bowl. I'm just going to sit here for a second. So my onion tomato mixture is going to sit here for a second while we go on to my next step. So I'm going to take the macaroni and come over to this pan, and I've already started some water boiling and I've added a little bit of salt and oil. I'm just going to go ahead and pour the rest of my macaroni inside. And get that all in there. So the noodles are just going to cook a little bit more and get soft. So while that's happening, I'm just gonna let this sit over here. So now in a pan, I put a little bit of oil to preheat. I'm gonna take these onions and these bell peppers that I've already pre-cutted, and I can feel that the oil has gotten hot. I'm just gonna go ahead and add it in there. And we're gonna cook these for a little bit. So as the oil becomes more hot, you'll hear this noise start to the crackling starts, which means that it's starting to cook. So I'm just gonna saute this for a couple minutes and just keep mixing, and you can tell that the onions are starting to cook as the color changes. So we're gonna do that for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now you can tell that the onions and the bell peppers are cooked because you can hear that crackling noise. So now that they're kind of cooked, I'm gonna add my tomatoes. And mix that around for just a second. Tomatoes cook a lot faster, that's why we're adding them at the end. So let that cook. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this mixture that we've already made and add it into this pan. So take that and put all of that in here. Now we're going to mix it together with the vegetables that we just cooked. I'm going to turn my flame down just a little bit. So as I mix that around, to make sure my vegetables are getting cooked well. And over here I still have my noodles that are warming up. And you want them to get a little soft, so I'm just going to let that happen for another minute or two. Now that my mixture is pretty much all cooked, I'm going to come over here to my macaroni. And this is done, so I'm going to turn the stove off. And if you have a strainer, which I do, something like this, that will work well. And I'm now going to strain all the noodles out and add it over here to my mixture. So, just going to, like so, add it all. Try not to get any of the water. Do that a couple more times. All right. So now that I've added the noodles, I'm going to mix it all together. That's getting nice. But you just want to make sure you mix it well so you get this mixture, because this is going to act as your sauce. So you just want to mix the noodles with all the vegetables and make sure that the seasoning is all over all of the noodles. So it looks pretty good. I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to make sure that there's some flavor. And then I'm going to mix it together so it's not salty all in one session. And this is pretty much your Desi macaroni, and I'm taking your normal boring box macaroni and I've made it interesting by putting a little bit of an Indian twist on it. So I'm just going to serve it into this plate. I'm just going to put about that much for now. And there you have it, your own twist on macaroni, Desi macaroni.
Cookies, ice cream, chopped nuts, chocolate sauce, mixed fruit jam.
Who wouldn't love an ice cream sandwich? So today I'm going to show you how to make one, but it's a little different. We're going to add jam for a sweeter taste. So here I have my cookies, and first I'm going to take my first cookie, and you can use any type of cookies you like or bigger ones. And I'm going to put a little bit of jam, kind of like you're making a sandwich. I'm going to add just a tiny bit, a layer of jam. And then on top of that, I'm going to take my mixed nuts and just sprinkle a few, and this will stick because of the jam. There. And then the best part, the ice cream. So I'm using vanilla ice cream, and you can use whatever flavor you like, but vanilla is my favorite. So I'm just going to scoop out a little bit of vanilla ice cream. Much, and put it on top of the layers I already have. Try to flatten it down just a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to add some more of the mixed nuts. And then lastly, to the ice cream, I'm going to take some chocolate sauce that I have here and just drizzle it right over the ice cream and the nuts. And I think that looks about good. So I'm going to let this sit for a second, and I'm going to take my top layer, and I'm going to, oops, our ice cream over this solution. Take the jam, and I'm going to put jam on my top layer on this cookie. Again, like you're making a sandwich. And now, to finish it off, right on top, and here you go. And the next step is, we're going to take the sandwich that we made and wrap it in just some plastic foil or plastic wrap like this. And I'm just going to twist the sides so it looks like a little chocolate. Now we're going to take this and we're going to let it sit in our freezer for about a half an hour so it becomes nice and hard and more solid. So it's been about a half an hour since I put my ice cream sandwich in the freezer, so I'm going to check on it now and hope that it will become nice and solid. Let's see, here it is. And remember, I wrapped it up like a little candy. So I'm just going to right here try to carefully unwrap it. And you can see a little bit of the ice cream kind of spilled out. But for the most part, it looks like it worked. And yeah, that's it. So here I have my little ice cream sandwich. And here we have my ice cream sandwich, and this is the dessert that I'm sure anybody will definitely love. more interesting recipes at the Bachelors Kitchen, subscribe to my channel.